eventful day. The Fury Road awaits you in the large-scale multiplayer action game War Thunder. Take part in the unique event.
So, you finally decided to play War Thunder. You probably have 1,000 questions. What nation do I play? Should I buy a top tier vehicle? What is the snail? I will try to answer your questions and more in this video. When you first play War Thunder, you're asked to pick a nation. The best 3 nations to pick are USA, Germany, or the USSR. Each of these nations have somewhat balanced tanks and are the easiest to learn. I recommend picking a nation and sticking to it until the end, because War Thunder is grindy as it is. If you constantly switch nations, you will have to grind your life away just to reach mid-tier. Great, you've picked your nation and now you're ready to experience what this game has to offer. When it comes to ground battles, you have 3 main modes: Arcade, Realistic, and Simulator. Arcade is exactly as the name implies. Your vehicles move really fast, enemies are spotted and marked, and it gives you lots of visual aids to assist you in getting kills. Arcade mode is really good for learning the fundamentals of War Thunder, but you'll want to move on to realistic battles as soon as you're comfortable. Arcade gives you the lowest rewards except for crew points. We'll get back to that later. Realistic battles is where most of the player base is. There are no visual markers to show where the enemies are unless they get scouted by light tanks, and your vehicles behave way more realistically. In this mode, you could use a wider range of strategies like flanking and using camouflage, as the enemy needs to physically see your vehicle to know you exist. Realistic battles gives you way more silver lines and research points compared to arcade, and it will make the grind much easier. Simulator battles is where you go if you're a true hardcore gamer. I do not recommend playing simulator battles as a beginner, as you'll probably be completely lost and team kill more than anything else. If you really want to play simulator battles, there are a lot of good guides out there that'll explain how to play them. Now before you jump into your first game, you'll want to have a solid vehicle lineup. In this game, you're able to play multiple vehicles in a match, you're not limited to a single one. Starting out, you're usually given 2 crew slots which you can assign vehicles to. You can buy more slots with silver lions, but after your 5th slot, you'll have to use golden eagles to buy more. Up to a maximum of 10 crew slots can be used. War Thunder uses a battle rating system for matchmaking. You'll see vehicles are separated by tiers, and within each tier, the vehicles are sorted by battle rating. Battle ratings will either be 0.0, 0.3, or 0.7. Matchmaking will put you up against vehicles with a battle rating of plus or minus 1, which means if you play a 2.0 vehicle, you can face anywhere from 1.0 up to 3.0 vehicles. That being said, make sure your lineup has vehicles in a similar battle rating range. Do not bring a single 2.0 vehicle in when the rest of your lineup is still 1.0. To progress through the tech tree, you'll need to research vehicles. You can only research one vehicle at a time, and you can only research a vehicle if the previous vehicle has been researched. There's ways to speed up this process. For example, by playing the vehicle directly above the one you're trying to research, all research points earned by that vehicle will give it an extra 10% bonus. You could also use golden eagles to buy research points, but that is hands down the worst way to use your golden eagles. One thing to note is that only ground vehicles could be used towards other ground vehicle research progression. Any points earned by planes or ships will not go towards ground vehicles. Once a vehicle is fully researched, you'll have the option to purchase and crew it. Keep in mind, it does cost silver lions to train a crew to a new vehicle, so make sure you have enough silver lions before committing to purchasing that vehicle. Each vehicle has a modification tab. Here you'll be able to upgrade things like ammunition, engine, tracks, and much more. Modification works similar to research in vehicles, with the only difference being that you can only progress a certain vehicle's modifications by playing that specific vehicle. Once you've researched a modification, you can purchase it for silver lions and start researching the next modification. Once you purchase all modifications of a tier, you gain an RP bonus towards whichever vehicle you're researching in the tech tree. Getting all vehicle modifications for a vehicle is called spading, and you'll know your vehicle is spaded if it has a spade icon on its card. When you purchase a crew, you can train it to be more efficient at handling vehicles. I won't go into much detail about crew training, as that would be a video in of itself. I've linked a very good video that explains everything you need to know about crew points in the description, but long story short, don't forget to upgrade your crew, as it could lead to quicker reload times, stronger crew, quicker repair speeds, lower repair costs, and much more. So how exactly do you play War Thunder? Well, each match consists of two main objectives: capture points or eliminating the other team. Each team starts off with what is called tickets. Capturing points and eliminating enemies will bleed tickets from their team. Most matches will consist of 3 capture points. Your team will need to at least hold 1 more capture point than the enemy to bleed tickets. Almost all ground battles are won through maintaining dominance over capture points, so make sure to keep them under your team's control. To capture a point, simply drive into the marked circle and stay there until it's captured. If a point is already captured by the enemy, it will take twice as long to capture it. If a player from each team is on a captured point, it will not progress for either team. If you're sitting on a captured point that your team possesses and an enemy tries to capture it, no progress will be made to uncapture that point. So if you try to capture a point but notice it's not doing anything, there is an enemy on that point probably waiting to eliminate you. When it comes to destroying enemy tanks, War Thunder uses a somewhat realistic module system rather than hit points. So instead of depleting a pool of hit points, you need to aim and take out different modules and crew members to finish off a tank. This means it's completely possible to one-shot a tank if you place your shot in the right place. For a tank to be considered destroyed, you need to eliminate the crew. If you shoot your opponent's ammo, there is a chance it will explode, instantly knocking out the crew and destroying the vehicle. You can see which modules or crew you knocked out with the X-ray view in the top right of the screen. By shooting the engine, transmission, or tracks, it can disable those modules and render you immobilized. You will need to repair those modules to get back up and running again. Shooting the fuel tank or engine can cause a fire. If the fire is not put out in time, your tank will burn down and knock out the crew. Using a fire extinguisher will pause any other action your crew is doing, like reloading or repairing. Shooting the turret ring, vertical drive, gun breech, or the barrel will make shooting back extremely difficult or straight up impossible. If you face a tank with armor you can't penetrate, try shooting the barrel or tracks so they can't run away or shoot you, then go around them and place a shot in their weaker side or rear armor. By default, your binoculars are binded to your B key. Your binocular sight is placed higher up than your gunner sight, so you can have your vehicle completely behind cover and use your binoculars to spot vehicles. Your turret doesn't move with your binocular camera, but by pressing or holding your left mouse button, you can move your turret to the position you're looking at. If you get eliminated and need to respawn, be mindful of your spawn points. Spawning in a vehicle costs spawn points, and those are earned by getting points in battle. The further along in the match you go, the more expensive respawns cost. Also make sure to not bring in a full load of ammo. Doing so will make you a literal bomb. I suggest bringing in no more than around 20 shells in most tanks. Most ammo at this battle rating will either be some form of armor piercing or anti-tank, or high explosive. Most of the time you'll want more armor piercing or anti-tank shells than high explosive. High explosive has barely any penetrating power, but it's useful against lightly armored vehicles like anti-air. I do suggest bringing in 1 or 2 high explosive shells for lightly armored vehicles. So you just finished your first battle, and you see all these fancy numbers, but what does it mean? In War Thunder, you have 2 currencies, Silver Lions and Golden Eagles. Silver Lions is what you earn through battles, and it's used to purchase pretty much everything, including tech tree vehicles, repairs, crews, modifications, and more. Golden Eagles is a premium currency you need to buy with real money. If you purchase Golden Eagles, make sure to purchase through the main Gaijin website, as platforms such as Steam take a revenue cut, so Gaijin prices Golden Eagles higher when purchasing through third-party platforms. Golden Eagles can be useful to speed up the grind, but there's a lot of things you don't want to purchase with them. The things you do want to spend your Golden Eagles on are premium time, crew slots, the battle pass, and premium vehicles. You do not want to waste your Golden Eagles on Silver Lions, research points, modifications, or crew points. Now, premium vehicles are good to help grind through the tech tree, as they offer higher rewards compared to any other vehicle, but there's also limitations. Premium vehicles are only efficient for certain tiers, and after that they don't really offer any value. So if you're going to purchase a premium vehicle, make sure it's a vehicle that you'll want to play because you like that specific vehicle, or if you'll benefit from using its reward efficiency. Do not buy top tier premiums as a new player. You will have no idea what's going on, and you'll essentially be wasting $100. Top tier is a very different game than lower tiers, and you'll die over and over and never actually get good at the game this way. Once you have enough experience, adding a premium top tier to your lineup will be beneficial. I didn't buy a top tier vehicle until I got to rank 7. Again, do not waste your money on a top tier vehicle as a new player. Hopefully this helped you understand this wildly complex game just a little better, and you can confidently go into matches and destroy lobbies. If you had any other questions, go ahead and ask them in the comments. I do read all my comments and I will respond. If this video helped you in any way, consider liking and subscribing. I'll be posting more War Thunder content focusing mostly on guides and tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.